Hello students, this is Nilo Fermis, your SS teacher. Today we are going to start chapter 18, Wildlife. So everybody of you, take out your textbooks and open page number 137. We'll go line to line. I'll explain you line to line from the textbook. See now first paragraph. India has a diversified relief and climate. That we have learnt that India is having very diversity in relief and climate, even in the landways. Similar diversity is seen here in the wildlife. As we are having diversity in relief and climate, same like that we are having diversity in the wildlife too. In the entire world, about 15 lakh species of wildlife are recorded, of which 81,251 species are found in India. See now, if we talk about entire world, how many species of wildlife are recorded? You have to remember 15 lakh, and from that 81,251 are from India. These include reptiles, mammals, fish and other insects. Explorations continue to identify other animals found in different forests. India is at 6th position among the countries rich in biodiversity. What is our position of India? Among the countries in biodiversity, we are at the 6th position. India has less forest cover. Compared to that, its wildlife diversity is noticeable. So first point was that we are having diversity in wildlife. Other point that in the entire world 15 lakh species of wildlife are there, from which we are having 81,251, and in that what includes, so reptiles, mammals, fish and even other insects including that. And the next important point was that India is at 6th position among the countries rich in biodiversity. Okay, India has less forest cover. Now see further, geographic regions of India. Natural vegetation regions have been devised on the basis of their characteristics. So as we have divided the natural vegetation regions according to their characteristics, similarly here we will distribute our India according to the wildlife and its characteristics. See now, the wildlife of India is divided into 9 zones according to the similarities in their characteristics and their existence in any region. These are as follows. 9 zones are there which we have divided according to the wildlife. See now which are they? The first one is Himalayas, second is Ladakh and dry cold area, third is forest cover in lower Himalayas, fourth one is highlands without forest cover in upper Himalayas, fifth one is northern plain, sixth one is desert of Rajasthan, seventh is peninsular plateau, eighth is sea coast and the ninth one is Nilgiri hills. Biodiversity is studied according to these zoogeographical regions. So these were 9 zoogeographical regions of India. Now we will see the diversified wildlife of India. The vast alluvial plains of rivers, peninsular plateau, mountainous regions, swampy areas, sea coast, dense rainforest, deciduous forest, coniferous forest in Himalayas and other higher regions form a vast background for the habitation of wildlife in India. These are all the places where we are finding wildlife. Okay, what are they? Sea rivers, peninsular plateau, mountainous regions, sea coast and different kind of forests and different kind of animals we are getting in different forests according to the climate. So these are the regions, these are the habitation of wildlife. Where we are getting this wildlife? They habitate in these all forest areas or mountainous regions where there are no humans or lack of human beings. The animals seen are Asian elephant in peninsular rainforest, one-horned rhino in swampy Brahmaputra river, snow leopards in higher Himalayas, wild goats and musk deer in Jammu Kashmir, wild buffalo or we can say Indian bison tiger in central India and West Bengal, Gudkhar in Little Run of Kutch, and flamingo in waterlogged Greater Run. Presence of Great India bustard in the grassland area is noted again. In the waterlogged areas, migratory birds from cold regions come down in great number. Here migratory birds means which birds? Those who are migrating from one place to another according to the season. These include Siberian crane, pelican, Tibetan duck, kunj, karkara, etc. These all are migratory birds. Flying squirrels are seen in the dense forest of Western Ghats. We are also having squirrels, but they are not flying. We can see these flying squirrels where in the dense forest of Western Ghats. Nicobari dove is a rare bird seen in Nicobar Island. See this Nicobari dove, it is only seen in Nicobar Island. Rare species of corals are seen in the Gulf of Kutch and Lakshadweep Islands. Along with mammals and many types of birds, notice should be taken of king cobra, snakes, python, iguana, it means patlago. Also, these are also the wildlife of India. These are also included into wildlife. Along sea coasts and other water bodies, various fishes, sea snakes, dolphin, shark, dugong, it means sea cow, octopus, whale, etc. form a part of animal world. These are also a part of animal world. How many names see I have taken here of the animals and birds? These all we can see in India only. See now, besides forests, animals like fox, wolf, nilgai, deer, mongoose, rabbits, wild hog, hedgehog are seen in agricultural areas where there is agriculture, where there are plants, where we are doing farming. In those areas we can find these kind of animals. Many birds such as nightingale, parrot, peacock, weaver bird, chibri, pilak, vulture, kabar, doorbugla, etc. are also seen roaming in these areas. These are the ordinary birds we can see around us. Okay, see nightingale, parrot, peacock, we can see around us these kind of birds, and animals like rabbits, okay, then fox also, the deer. These are the ordinary animals and birds we can see around us. Now turn the page. See, you will like to know that crane is the largest bird seen in India. Fulsungano is the smallest bird seen in India. Birdwing is the largest butterfly seen in South India. And Cyrus jewel is the smallest butterfly seen in India. See now, wildlife and the need for conservation. Wildlife, it is very interesting to look over it. It is even beautiful. It is wonderful to watch these things. But it needs the conservation. We have to conserve it. So what to do to conserve it? Why there is need to conserve this wildlife? Let's see. While going through the past, it becomes evident that there is a danger to the existence of the wildlife since last few decades. It means just now whatever wildlife we are having, we were having more in the past. Meanwhile, we are so many animals, they are not present here. They are not existing, okay? Before 100 years, thousands of tigers were seen in India. As per the figures of 2014 given by Forest and Environment Ministry, the figure is 2226. Tigers have grown in numbers, which is evident from the imprints of their food taken during last few years. This is a good sign. We are increasing tigers, so that is a good sign. Vultures are on verge of becoming extinct due to eating the meat which becomes polluted by diclofenac drug used in the treatment of sick milch cattle. See now, vultures are on verge of becoming extinct. It means after some years, these vultures won't be seen by us. We will not, the coming generation will not see the vultures as we are seeing. So we have to work on it. Asiatic cheetahs seen in the forest in the beginning of 20th century have become extinct from India. See these Asiatic cheetahs, we are not finding now. They are extinct from India. Once the Asiatic lions of Gir, which were seen even up to Middle East are now restricted to Gir forest only. So these Asiatic lions, these lions can be seen only in Gir forest. Nowhere else you can find these lions. With due steps taken for their protection, now their number is 523. Once cranes were seen in large number in Gujarat, but now their number is reduced. Wildlife is an inseparable part of the living organisms, but the decrease in their numbers somewhere and during few years reduces the quality of environment, which is a matter of concern. So if we are losing this wildlife, then we are harming our environment. We are harming the quality of environment. So we need these wildlife for better environment. Shyam Garud, it means eagle, a resident of mountainous forest in Gujarat, is now rarely seen. We are not getting eagle easily. Chilotro, seen in the forest of Vijayanagar Taluka of Sabarkantha district, is also rarely seen today. So these are the birds which are not seen easily now. It is obvious that endless human greed and the run for progress have made environment imbalanced, which would bring adverse results. What is the reason why we are not finding these animals, these birds now? The reason is human greed. We have become so greedy, our greed never ends. So it is called endless human greed. And we are running for progress. We are not looking at the environment, we are not thinking about it. Still there is time. If proper actions are not taken, then the next generation would see the wildlife only in pictures. What will happen? Meanwhile, we can see some of the animals where we can see in the zoo or sanctuaries. But what will happen in coming generation would not see those animals. They will see only in the pictures, and they must be talking that these animals were there in the past. Our parents have seen them. Okay, this kind of thing will happen. So better we have to awake just now. We have to take the steps which are needed to conserve this wildlife. See now some important national parks and sanctuaries of India. The names are given and you have to learn this. So first one is Kaziranga. It is in Assam. It is sanctuary for rhino, wild buffalo and deer. Then Thar Desert, Rajasthan. There is national park and it is a sanctuary for desert wolf, desert cat and bustard. Then Kanha, Madhya Pradesh. It is for tiger and antelope. Gir National Park of Gujarat. There we can find lion, leopard and cheetal. Velavadar Kadiyar National Park in Gujarat. There we can find black buck, wolf, peacock, bustard. Kevla Dev. It is in Bharatpur, Rajasthan. There we can find the migratory or local birds. Then Bandipur of Karnataka. There we can see elephant, bear, hog, wildcat. Dachigam of Kashmir. There we find Kashmiri deer. There it is also known as hamur and musk deer. Then Corbett. It is in the Himalayan foothills. There we would find tiger, elephant, leopard and deer. So dear students, we have to take steps for this wildlife. If we want to show this wildlife to our coming generation, then we have to take steps for conserving it. Let's keep this video up to here. In the further video, we will complete the chapter. Thank you.